Welcome back to our wonderful parents, to another episode of Grounded with Shannon. And today we are going to be addressing those big feelings. And those big feelings tend to trigger us as parents. Some days when we're having a bad day and our child has a complete meltdown or tantrum in front of us, we feel our entire body go into a state of stress. And what's so important to remember in those moments is that the only way that our little person is going to be able to regulate is if we regulate first. So a good benchmark for all parents is when you are feeling very triggered by your child, take 10 seconds just to breathe before you even engage. Often those 10 seconds make a huge difference to a child's nervous system being able to almost mimic yours and start calming down a little bit. When children are dysregulated, what we need to realize is that what's actually happening in the brain is that their prefrontal cortex, which is the very front part of the brain, which is responsible for decision making, a lot of rational thought processes and understanding, is completely offline. And what's really lighting up in that moment is their limbic brain, which is a very emotional part of their brain. And just having this knowledge and understanding when we see our children melting down in front of us gives us the awareness to say that what do they need in this moment right now? This is not a reflection of me. They're not trying to be difficult, but their brain doesn't feel safe at that point in time. So they're looking for a little bit of anchoring from us. The first step that we need to do is actually validate what they are feeling. And this can be quite simple. When you see your child being very frustrated or very angry, all we need to do is start off by saying, I can see this is really difficult for you right now. I can see that you are feeling very angry right now. So the validation says to them, I can see the feeling and it's okay to feel this feeling. I'm not going to punish you for this feeling. The next step is to really keep your eyes on your child and to watch for cues of safety, which your child will start showing once you validated the feeling. You'll start see them, almost their body open up a little bit more. They might at this point start burst into tears. They might just show a sense of, okay, I'm open. And in that point, you don't actually need to say too much. You just need to move in close to them and say, I'm here. I'm here to support you. We've got this. And allow them to work through the emotion, but they've got to do it. Allow them to process that emotion with you sitting next to them. Once they get to a point where you can see that they've started to process the emotion, and it will be tears, it will continue to be possibly not wanting to sit near to you, but the moment that they almost soften a little bit, that's when you can hold their hand, sit next to them again and say, are you ready to talk about this? And you'll probably find that they will be. And that's the space where we actually can guide our children and say, this was a really frustrating moment for you. I can understand that you really wanted that toy and you couldn't get it. How can we respond to this next time? How can we deal with this next time? And this can apply to any situation. If your child comes home from school and they've had a fight with one of their friends and they're deeply saddened by it, allow them to express that sadness first. You can say to them, I can see that you're really sad right now. This friendship is hurting you at the moment. And allow them to process that emotion and then say to them, how can we deal with this? I'm here to support you and we can work through this feeling together. What we need to remember as adults is that these feelings for children are big. They feel big and they feel very, very scary. And for their nervous system that isn't quite used to processing it on their own yet, it feels catastrophic for them. What our role is as parents is to support them from a co-regulation space, to say to them, you're allowed to have this feeling, but at the same time, you're safe. So you are safe to explore this feeling and to move through it, and you're going to be okay. For a lot of parents, that is, as I said, very triggering. So we need to find our regulation first. And that starts with taking a step back, breathing, just observing our children, not stepping in to fix it straight away. Allowing them to show us what they need. There's always a need behind a big feeling. And allow your children to really communicate that with you from a grounded space. But what's important is that we ground ourselves first. Whatever tactic you want to use to do that, be it breathing, walking out of the room, getting a cold glass of water, coming back, or just asking yourself a question in that moment. What does my child need right now? And then what do I need right now? And just opening your awareness up to compassion and empathy will allow you to respond a little bit better in those moments. Big feelings can be scary for us, but they're even scarier for our children. So we need to guide them through it. And the more we do this, remember, our brain learns through repetition. The more we co-regulate with our children, which is supporting their regulation, the more they learn to regulate on their own. Let us know some examples of what you struggle with. We'd be happy to comment and come back to you with feedback. Thank you for watching another episode of Grounded with Shannon.